Welcome back. Today I'm going to watch the music video for Band-Maid's song, Endless Story. First, I wanted to say thank you for those of you that left supportive comments in my previous video where I mentioned that there had been health problems with a member of my household. That's what's kept me from making these videos the past few weeks. As it turns out, one of us is going to have a lifelong medical condition that none of us saw coming, and we're having to deal with that. It's an ongoing thing. I'm sure a bunch of you are familiar with that sort of thing in your own families. We're going to do our best. I'm hanging in there. Hopefully you'll hang in there. One thing that helps me to hang in there is Band-Maid. Their music always puts me in a better mood. So today I'm going to react to the official music video for Endless Story. However, full disclosure, the very first Band-Maid reaction that I did, or review as I was calling it, was for the album Conqueror, because that's the first Band-Maid album that I received. And at that time, I did not know that I was going to do a chronological journey where I started at the very beginning and went all the way through Band-Maid's catalog. However, I didn't react to the video at that time. I just reacted to the audio. And if I remember correctly from that review, I didn't have a lot to say about this song. I think I noticed that it was a mid-tempo song, and then at the end I said it was a really cool ending to a rock song. So I do remember the song. I'm not sure that I remember the video. It's been a while since I've seen it. Let's just switch over there and take a look. If my notes are correct, this single, Endless Story, came out about 2 months before the album Conqueror. It was in October of 2019. I don't know when the official music video came out, but here it is, the official music video for Endless Story. Those are some very thick souls. I like the little change up there where the lead guitar comes in. It also looks like they've hired an actor for this video, which they don't do very often. A lot of their music videos are just some form of them performing the song in a different setting or an interesting setting. Obviously, in the music video for Don't You Tell Me, there were several actors in that video, but here it looks like so far there's just one, and then they have switched back to the band. The setting appears to be an island or a beach, someplace with really dark soil or sand, which reminds me when I was young, my family and I were hopping across the islands in the Pacific Ocean, and one of the places we landed had black sand on the beach. It was, as far as I remember, broken up volcanic rock. And I remember my parents telling the story that there were signs saying it was illegal to take any of that with you. Some of it ended up in our swimsuits, you know, just because your swimsuits collect the sand from the beach. And so when we washed them out, we ended up with a little jar of that black sand once we got back home to the States. But anyway, that's what this looks like to me. I don't remember that experience. I was so young at the time. But anyway, that's what it looks like this setting is. I'm going to back up and catch where the music changes just a little bit. This time I didn't pause to say anything. I just noticed that the quality was fairly low. For some reason, every time YouTube sets the video quality to as low as it'll go, and so I have to go back and set it to HD. I thought I had set that in my permanent settings, but anyway, I do like how the camera appears to be on a boom or maybe a drone, I don't know, going around them here, and then there's pretty wide shots with just a single member of the band. This is Psyche, and then there was one with Misa in probably the same location. I see some mountains off in the background. This might not be an island. It might be part of the mainland, and this is just an area here with the black sand. It is an incredibly interesting looking location, and it kind of fits with the almost pale white sky, and the black sand fits with the Band-Maid outfit aesthetic of the black and white costumes with almost no color whatsoever. I'm going to catch that again. I do love how it's pretty common for Band-Maid to start the second verse with a change in the instrumentation, and usually there's a really strong bass guitar presence in the second verse. That was obviously the case here. And in the chorus, I guess that was the chorus, we saw the ocean in the background, so it is at least a beach, if not an island. Backing up about 10 seconds there, you can see the water in the background and the surf coming up. Okay, the scenery switched to what appeared to be a forest there for a moment. I don't know where they went for that shot, but the first time we saw the band all together was there at the beach, but I think this is the first shot here that the whole band is together on that wide expanse of black sand. And from the angle here, this has to be a drone shot, doesn't it? I don't know how the booms work, and maybe if the angle is wide enough, it could look like a drone from a distance. I guess it depends on how fast it's swinging across there. Probably a drone, but yeah, such a cool location. The song itself, as I said in the intro, is a mid-tempo song, but it does pack a punch. There's that really amazing bass feature there in the second verse. There's the whoa sing-along part, and the lyrics, as usual, seem to be pretty deep and introspective, which I enjoy. All right, as we've noticed in a bunch of their videos, it started off with quite a bit of desaturation and it ends in almost oversaturation. Obviously, their outfits are still black and the sand is still black, but the vegetation in the background is now green where it looked pretty gray and faded earlier. So sometimes it happens so gradually that I almost don't notice it until the end. I start thinking, wait, there's more color. But in this one, it happened pretty suddenly there in that as the last chorus started. Suddenly their skin tones grew more radiant and the red and the blue flowers that Saiki and Miku have became brighter. Backing up just a few seconds. I'm going to back up and catch the guitar solo again, but that reminded me that I don't know when you're seeing this, but for me, just yesterday, PRS released the video of Konami. It's about a 9 or 10 minute video of Konami talking about her new signature model PRS guitar, which is just gorgeous. It's a really, muted certain type of faded green color of, I think she said it was maple wood. It's a beautiful guitar. And of course, we're all really proud of her to have her signature model limited edition. I don't know how many guitar players, get honored with that sort of thing. It's obviously not everybody, but it might be a bunch. I can't think of anybody more deserving of that honor than Konami. Listening to the songs that she has composed and played and soloed in, it's changed this section of my life. And hopefully going forward, it will continue to do so. I'm going to back up to, I guess, about where the guitar solo started or just before. I do like the message here that, this struggle is the mark of life. You could probably watch the video another time and just read the lyrics. The translations here and, have a whole nother level of enjoyment. I've been ignoring most of them. I'm just catching a few of the lyrics here, mostly trying to watch the video. Guitar solo. Well, as I said several months ago when I listened to the audio, that is a really cool ending to a rock song. I did notice here in the video, that last scene, suddenly they did not have their instruments. If we back up to the last time that it showed everybody out there, actually, I just realized that every time it showed all 5 of them out there on that big expanse of sand, they don't have their instruments. It's just they're so small that I couldn't tell. Okay, that's really interesting. I guess I should have been paying closer attention, but when it showed individual members out there on that expanse of black sand, they would have the guitar, the bass guitar, whatever they were holding. But when it shows the whole group of them, they're just moving around. That's really interesting. So I didn't notice it until right there at the end in this section here where the melody kind of changes and they have that little chanting section, I guess. Yeah, no instruments. I also noticed that Misa, Akane, and Konami are basically just standing there, whereas Saiki and Miku are moving, obviously, as they're singing. When I first saw it, I thought it was indicating the fact that the instruments had just dropped out of the mix, and here they're showing them without their instruments. But then when I went back, I saw that they didn't have their instruments any of the times that they were out there. Very, very interesting. Yeah. As the camera moved, Konami and Akane and Misa just standing still. It looks like Konami has her head down, whereas Miku is making the grand gestures with her arms, and Saiki is moving and I think gesturing with one arm. Well, again, what a great ending to a rock song. I've probably mentioned before that my favorite rock songs are the hard driving ones, but I don't mind a mid-tempo song. I don't mind a ballad once in a while, and this one is a really good example of a well-made mid-tempo rock song. Had good harmonies, just an amazing instrument work in the background. They never skip a step. And that's one thing that I've always enjoyed about Band-Maid. There are so many places where they could have done something in an easier way, something that required less effort, like during Konami's guitar solo. Everybody else could have just dropped back, but I could sure detect a lot of bass guitar work in there and not just, holding down the rhythm. And it felt like the drums were doing the normal thing that they do during the guitar solo, which is do something a little bit special. Pardon me, I've just received a message here. All right, the one that I was talking about earlier is on their way back from the doctor's appointment, which is where I found the time to do this because nobody was here for a few minutes. I believe they have an official live video for this too, and I'm going to look for that. Okay, this is the Band-Maid Endless Story official live video, which was filmed at Yokohama Arena, which I believe was late 2023. So we're jumping forward in time about 4 years here from when the original music video was released. This one says it's 7 minutes. Let's go. Okay, lots of intro here.
みんなと歌いたいねって言って広い会場でみんなと大合唱したいねって歌ったそのために作った曲は一緒に歌ってくれる？声聞かせて
I will spare you the agony of hearing me sing, but I, hopefully a bunch of the crowd here will go along with it. just want to say real quick that I think the mix is better in this live show than it was on the album. And I know a lot of people have mentioned that in a lot of their live shows. Certainly for the bass guitar, it's more prominent in the live. I also have to say, I just love that hair color. Now, I noticed that the light has a really bluish tint, so I don't know what the actual color would be in natural light, but yeah, I really like the purple hair. Purple's my favorite color, and even if it wasn't, it looks awesome. I certainly can't pull it off, but it looks like she can. Good job, Miku. Let's go. I know some of you have access to set lists and things like that. Am I correct in assuming that this was the last song of a really long show? Because I think I remember reading that somewhere, that obviously it was a 3-hour show or something like that, and I don't know, 30-something songs. If it was indeed the last one, it's just amazing the endurance that these women have. My goodness, they're still going. You can barely even detect a little bit of fatigue in some of their movements, but Psyche sure seems still full of energy. The song sounds great.
You can't
Well, I certainly detected a little bit of a reluctance to end that song, and it did look like and sound like it was the last song of the show. Even in just the 4-year span from 2019 to 2023, it looks like they came a long way. Certainly their outfits came a long way. Miku's guitar playing has continued to improve. And of course, the audience was gigantic. So, the arena was huge, and it was an amazing place to play, looked like. I probably have some more things that I could say, but I just realized I have to go right now. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.